Welcome Bushido fans, I'm David Zich alias Dasko. This is Csaba Tudás, also known as Ruro from the Bushido forums. On my right side, Benedek Kianfalvi. We are from Alkimista Laboratórium, one of the biggest gaming society in Hungary. This is our first attempt to make a battle report. I hope you will enjoy this.
Okay, this is 35 points of Ito. It's basically the starter set, so yeah, let's go through this. Here is Itsunagi Ito, 2 swords, hits hard, stuff like that. Sakura, she's like a caster, like a snake priestess. 2 temple bushies. Well, one of them has like a broken off scabbard, I'm really sorry, but it happens all the time when you transport your figures. And here's Akimoto. He is also like a supportive guy, can cause fear, runs around and does stuff. Well, here's my 35 points of Ito for this match. Okay, and here is Benedek's 35 points of Savage Wave. Here is Zuba, he's the big guy, an Oni, can hit things hard. Bunch of Bakemonos, 1 beater, 1 spearman, 2 bushes, and 1 archer. But because this is only 33 rice points, there's also a cavern hole, which I'm censoring. So this is 35 points of Savage Wave.
So, Ruro, this is the playboard. What we see here right now.
Okay, this is our terrain. It was homemade, of course.
What's that, actually?
Okay, this terrain is actually like a cave. It's a Bakemono cave. That was the theme when creating it.
If I'm right, that's the brainstorm of Benedek, right?
yeah, it was Benedek who thought about that, and like 99% of the terrain here was made by him. Okay, actually we are playing a scenario for today, because scenarios are really cool in Bushido.
So what's the scenario for today?
Yeah, we are playing the most simple one we can actually play. It's called the Idols.
The idols. I think we can show that. GCT will not going to be angry at us because they already published this this scenario. So we're going to play that. Actually, you guys going to play this.
Yeah, and
what's this all about?
Okay, well, how the scenario plays. The deployment is at the board side, so you have to deploy on this line and that line. And there are 3 objectives. These objectives are neutral by
I think those are small Buddhas, right?
Yeah, they are these small statues. They can be brought for like,
really cheap. I think
really cheap
we got it from the Chinese market.
Yeah, it was a cheapo find. Okay, so they are natural this way. How you win the game is basically you have to move your figures to base contact with these. I'm just gonna put this guy here. And you have to spend 1 simple action to influence that statue. What that does is you have to turn it by 90 degrees to face you.
So basically you spend a whole action for this, right?
Yeah, you have to spend it, and you can't move and do other things and other small specifics that you can find in the rulebook. But yeah, you have to commit to this. And if this is facing your board side, that basically means it's like
it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours, it's allied to you. Your enemy can also go to base contact. Get me a figure.
Let me get a bucket right there.
Yeah, okay, so that guy can also do the influence, but he will also just turn it by 90 degrees. So by 1 action, he will make it neutral again. So if you want to make it friendly to you and you're the Bakemono player, you have to influence it 2 times.
So that's basically 2 actions, 2 simple actions.
Yeah, if the statue is already the enemy's, then you have to spend 2 actions to get it to your side, basically.
It sounds easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy, and it's like really visual because you can see where these statues are looking. Well, the game is, let's see, it's 6 turns. That's a fixed turn count. And you get victory points. You get victory points at the 2nd, 4th, and 6th turn.
And what you do with those victory points?
Well, how does it work is basically at the end of the 2nd turn, you have to check how many Buddhas are looking at your way. Like, if the situation doesn't change and it looks like this, then the Bakemono player will get 1 victory point. If I do like this, then nobody gets a point. And if I do this, then yes, the backgammon player will get 1 victory point.
And what's the victory conditions?
Well, basically you just have to stay alive for that 6th turn and get more victory points. And because there are 3 turns that you can get points, that basically means you can accumulate like 3 victory points, so it can be 1-1, 2-1, etc., etc.
So basically, after the 2nd turn, you just look at the Buddhas, and if you have more than your enemy, you got 1 point. On the 4th,
you have to check it at the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th turn. Like
yeah, right. And you get only 1 victory point if you have more, or you get that many victory points as your Buddha you have.
Oh yeah. You only get 1.
I see. Okay.
Also, there is like a little thing to point out. At this scenario, after you score a point, you have to actually remove a Buddha. You have to remove 1 Buddha from the player that basically scored that point.
So in the 2nd turn, the scoring player is like discarding 1 Buddha from the game.
Yeah, if the situation doesn't change and it looks like this, then it will mean that the backgammon player at the 2nd turn scored 1 point. Then, because there are 2 of these Buddhas that can be removed, the player that doesn't score a point can choose which one to remove.
Oh, I see.
And of course I will remove like this to make it. So these will be decreasing in number and it will be harder to fight for them as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's a pretty good scenario. I love it. It's easy, and actually you need to kill all of your enemies just to win this game.
Well, not really. Yeah, pointing it out. In Bushido, if you kill every enemy mole, the game immediately ends. And if it's the scoring turn, well, you count the scores that have been... You tally them up until then. So it could be that you are wiped from the board and you still win by a landslide.
Yeah, last time when I played Benedek, it was like a hell. I forgot about that rule. I was like, oh yes, I win the game, that's for sure. No, he was the one because he scored more and I wiped him out and I still lost the game.
Yeah, I remember that game. Okay, I guess that's all about the scenario. Now we get to the deployment,
Okay, first let's take a look at the terrain. What we see right there.
Oh yeah, so the terrain element, so what terrain does what, okay. Well, all of these hills are of course impassable, so you have to go around them.
So basically what's the same height of a one normal 28mm figure, it's an impassable terrain.
Yeah, so there are terrains like this which have only a little bit of impassable places. Also, these are impassable, of course. These two. Most of these, like even these fences, get you cover, so they are considered obscuring. The only, most complex terrain on this board is
the water benches.
yeah, those little rivers, because this is actually hard terrain.
But you were easy on your group because there is no snake body right there, so you are still affected by the water.
Yeah, I didn't really take all the snake guys and thingies that can just...
Those are nasty.
Yeah, everybody hates them in this group, but there are a lot of things that people hate, but still, this is a really, really good game, so...
So basically, we have impassable terrain right there. We have difficult terrain here, here, there,
all the places that have this bluish.
So all the water is
all the water is it's hard.
It's
terrain.
difficult
Yeah,
terrain,
difficult terrain,
and the fences you can shoot through them. You can look through them, but
you can't walk through. Yeah.
You cannot walk through, but they give you cover.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we finished about this one. So let's take a look at the setup.
Well, I think we have to roll with Benedict for deployment, and after that we'll show the deployment.
Okay, then I try to find Benny.
Okay.
Okay, so for the setup, we need to roll. Each player rolls a die.
Okay, Benny has the white die. I have the red die.
Okay,
I can choose the deployment. Well, I choose for you to deploy first because we already decided on what side to deploy because we are lazy.
So you guys
So
already
after the
deployed
deployment,
your figures. what we see here at the Bakemono side, we got the small Bakemonos right there, and the single one over there, and the big one, the Zuba, it's like...
An Oni.
Oh my god, an Oni!
No, it's not a Bakemono, that's what I'm pointing out.
I know, but I think nobody like...
But instead it's a Bakemono over there. Okay, just continue, whatever.
Okay, so there is a Zuba, the Oni, with one eye, and that's blind, in the middle. And also, what I want to point out, we have the cavern of hole right there.
Cavern of hole?
So actually, that's the point where the small Bakemonos will return to play after death, or something like this. What's your side, Ruro?
Okay, I hope you can see this. How I deployed here is Itsunagi Ito. On his side, Sakura, a Temple Bushi, another Temple Bushi, and here's Akimoto with his drumsticks.
Oh my god, he's impatient, oh my god!
Yeah, he has to activate first, so... Well, no, we actually have to go to the
roll
other roll
for
off.
start.
Yeah.
The roll of the first start.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are just wanna get on with it.
Oh, a 6.
Oh, yeah, 6.
And
okay,
a 3.
So, you wanna start? Guess this.
Now Benedek is deciding who's going to start.
Will you start? Me? Just a second. Okay. Akimoto is impatient, so he has to activate first, obviously. And he declares a run. Yeah, that's it.
After that, Benedek is going to activate Bakemono. Actually, it's a spearman, and he decides to walk behind that big rock over there.
Okay, let's see what's next. Also, the Bakemono is still there. Just be mindful of that. Even though we can't see it, actually. Okay, what's next? I guess... Yeah, we are blabbering about how we are counting distances and stuff like that. Okay, so the next step is that Itsunagi activates and runs.
Now the big guy activates, he walks in the middle, and he gets a marker, and now Benedek is arguing with Ruro about how we can show this on the board and the video.
Okay, now the female Temple Bushi activates and runs. We also decided to put the markers beside the figures to show the status more clearly.
Now one of the Bakemonos is focusing to get a key point, and he puts it into the bag with the other key points.
Yeah, focus gets the Bakemono exhausted, by the way. Okay, I can't really remember what was the next step though, so it's pretty funny. Okay, so Sakura activates, and let's see. Oh yeah, she walks forward, and after that I decide to actually channel 2 key to Itsunagi. Yeah, we can see that I adjust the dice.
Now Benedek will going to activate another Bakemono. It's a Bakemono, let's see what it, that's a Bushi, it's number A or letter A, and he runs. Yeah, a running Bakemono. It's a good sign, always a good sign.
Okay, and I use up my pass token, because Benedek has more actual minis on the table.
Yeah, and because of that, you had a chance to pass. Now Zuba is activating again and walks to the idol, but he cannot reach it. It's just too far, by 1 inch, I guess.
Yeah, after that, the male Temple Bushi activates and runs forward. Actually, he didn't have to run there, but I have to do what I said, so...
Okay, now the other Bakemono Bushi, number letter B, activates and walks. They are not really fast, though.
Okay, now the female Bushi activates again and she's gonna run again. And that's the point where she'll get. She also gets exhausted, so no more moves for her.
Now Bakemono Bushi, number A, is going to walk to the idol, but he cannot reach it.
Okay. Now, let's see. Next up, I think it was Itsunagi. I could be wrong, so let's see what actually happens. Because that's what the video is for. Okay, so yeah, Itsunagi activates and decides to run towards the idol. Yeah, and he doesn't reach it by like 1 inch. This is a game like that, I guess.
Now after that, Benedek is activating another Bushi, number B, and I think he walks and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit hard to tell what is actually happening because we are recording this afterwards, obviously. So yeah. Okay, and now back to the game. Akimoto activates and decides to walk. And that gets him exhausted.
And there will be the good old spearman Bakemono behind that big cliff. And the cliff just moved. Oh my god! Yeah, sometimes happens. That's it. That's the board game, life of the board gamer. Sometimes you push the terrain. That's it. Okay, and also Benedek spends 6 key points and summons a Bakemono archer from the cave. Yeah, actually he puts it over there for Akimoto, I think.
Yeah, after the match, Benedek talked to me and that was a bait and I took it. Okay, now the Temple Bushi activates and after some thinking he decides to run. I think that gets him exhausted, by the way. Yeah, there is a token.
Okay, let's see what's next. A lot of thinking from Benedek's side. He chooses an archer and activates it, and it walks. What a surprise.
Yeah, like many other games, Bushido's first turn is mostly running and walking. And getting into position is really crucial. Also, I guess I activate Sakura. Yeah, she's behind that point. I was thinking about running her, but then I decided to walk because there was not enough space for running.
And the last activation of this turn is a Bakemono archer again, and he decides to run. So here's the initiative roll. Let's see, a 3 and a 1 for Ruro, so Benny decides and he is going for the first move. Okay, now let's see the first move. He's measuring a Bushi and he's getting contact with one of the idols.
Okay, let's see the next move. Also, there is some discussion going on there. And Akimoto has to activate because he's impetuous. And after thinking about a bit about that, he walks and decides to melee the Bakemono. And actually, before the activation, I use its instant feat to get terror and fear. Then I measure. I had to measure in 2 parts because I didn't want to bend the tape measure too much. Akimoto gets into melee without any problems, and then the Bakemono has to do a fear test. Okay, here's the roll. It fails the roll and gets scared. And I just changed the facing of the Bakemono archer to face Akimoto, and the melee starts. Okay, about the roles. The Ito player, myself, all the roles that are being made by red dices are attack dices and the black are defense dices. On the other side, the red dice will be the attacking dice and the white dices will be the defensive dices. Let's see the roles. Okay, Akimoto actually hits on the success level of 4, if I count that right. And then for the damage roll, okay, we are waiting for that damage roll. Okay, yeah, I placed the die there. Okay, the damage roll is 4, and that means that the Bakemono will get 2 wounds, and it will also receive a poison 1 marker, because Akimoto had a poison trait that I decided to put on him before the round began.
Okay, so let's see the next move of the Savage Wave player Benedek. He chooses to activate the Spearman Bakemono and gets to the idol.
Okay, let's see what's next. I believe we made a cut here. Oh yeah, I actually argued about if the other Bakemono had a camo against me, but then we decided it didn't have. So then I activate the Temple Bushi, and it walks and reaches base to base with the idol.
Okay, then here is another activation with a beater, I think, or it's a normal Bushi, yeah, and the idol is turning her all around and around again. So, Ruro, what's your next move?
Well, let's see. I activate my other Temple Bushi, because I always have more than one, and I believe it decides to walk. And it didn't really get close to the idol, that's what I wanted, but it didn't really happen.
Okay, so let's see another Bakemono, what a surprise. And it walks, and they started the idol in the middle. Okay, I think there's going to be a pass right here from your side, I think. That's the part where you are right now. Yeah, you are thinking and thinking. And I think there was here's the pass. Yeah, right, the signal. Okay, so after that, the Spearman Bakemono is turning the idol, and that's it. And that's your turn again.
Okay, and then Itsunagi activates, at least I believe that's what will be happening in a moment. Yeah, and it wants to do a melee with that Bakemono. We may have actually called it a beater while it was an archer, but I'm not really sure. Well, it's actually an archer, so Itsunagi gets into melee. Also, this was a really bad move from me, but you will see later that how I actually made a really big mistake here. I also buy a dice, I guess, because I see myself adjusting my key. I guess I bought a dice, and I think I even brought a reroll against the enemy's defensive dice. Okay, here's the roll. I roll a lot and use martial prowess to reroll 1. Let's see, it's 6, 7, 8 against a 2, so it's a success level of 6. I also forgot to do a combo attack, so shame on me. Okay, and then there should be a damage roll any minute now. Okay, I guess I'm searching for the dices because I didn't really bring other dices, I think. Yeah, and yeah, success level of 6. By this time I was actually doing this to make it more clear, but after that I actually forgot it. Like I forgot to do this, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so on a success level of 6 I rolled an 11 plus 1 for the weapon of Itsunagi, it's 12. So it's I don't even know how much damage it is, but it's like 6 or 8, so it outright kills the Bakemono.
Okay, so after the poor Bakemono dies, Benedek is going to continue with his turn, and yeah, the real beater is going to run. Yeah, he just did. And I think there is going to be your second pass movement. Yeah, there's a signal. Okay, so you passed, and Benedict's turn again. So I think he's just pointing at no. The real choice is little Bakemono try to melee with Itsunagi Ito. So we will see that happens. Yeah, and it's from behind, so it's a surprise attack, and we have seen your hand over there, so oh my god, the Bakemono! That's what Itsunagi said, I think. Now, let's see the melee attack.
Okay, yeah, Bakemono surprised Itsunagi. I thought that wasn't such a big deal, but it turns out to be pretty bad. I rolled 2 1s. I rolled everything in defense, I think. And it's 4 against 5, so the Bakemono actually hits. So, oh no, that was actual defense die. No, it was an attack die. Okay, so the Bakemono hits on level 1, and it's a 9, I guess? Yeah, it's a 9. I think it's, let's see, it's 1 damage. Oh yeah, and I was like, oh, that's not a problem.
Okay, then no, it's your turn still, so you choose Sakura. And I think Sakura is going to walk, maybe, or no? That was a run. That was a pretty long run from a pretty lady. So she ran over there, and Benedict chooses Zuba, and he is like melee attacking Itsunagi from behind. And you had some discussion about the terrain, and the discussion resolution was like Zuba can fit between the fence and the idol, because you set the terrain up that he can fit everywhere. So yes, he's there and he's fighting Itsunagi Ito. It's a surprise attack. Itsunagi was exhausted, I think, so lots of extra dices for Zuba.
Yeah, I only roll in defense, as you can see, and actually I think he only rolled for attack here, so it was the white die for attacking here. Yeah, it was changed up. Okay, I rolled a 5 and he rolled a 4, 5, a success level of 3, at least that's what we know. It's going pretty quickly, and he gets hit, but there should be actually 3 dices because Zuba is strong. I think there will be like another dice thrown from the side. Oh yeah, it's there, I just didn't see it. Okay, so it's actually 4 damage as I see it. Yeah, Itsunagi only has 1 HP left. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay, I think about my situation and it's pretty dire. Like, my biggest figure gets to 1 HP. So, no, I'm thinking really hard what to do. Like, I'm behind in idols, and then I actually activate Sakura, I see, and I turn the idol. But that gets Sakura exhausted. But she is pretty much defended by the fact that Itsunagi is there, so nobody can walk and melee her. That's what I was thinking about. And then I just keep thinking.
Okay, then Benedict chooses to fight with Zuba again against Itsunagi Ito. So I think you bought a dice, and I think you only choose step aside defense, and actually you succeeded it. So as we will see, Itsunagi just stepped 1 inch away from Zuba without harm. That 1 HP is a really bad thing for him, so he needs to defend himself really badly over there. So yeah, here is the step aside, and I think that was that melee exchange, so it's your turn.
Yeah, I actually stepped aside 1 inch. It was discussed that if I can step aside from the actual Bushi and Zuba too, but we ruled that I can, basically. Okay, and I think the other Temple Bushi activates the girl one and turns the idol to neutral. Yeah, I was really grasping at straws here to get the match back.
And Itsunagi gets it really hard, so another Bakemono melee exchanging with Itsunagi Ito. And we'll see what will happen. Rolling the dice, and I think step aside defense again, and you succeeded in it, so he's going to step aside again.
That's bravery for you guys. Itsunagi Ito is running away from a bakemono. Yeah, I love to see that.
Well, I was pretty desperate against this, so I just ran away. Also, I got another token from Benny to place it there because... yeah. Also, what is this? What are we rolling for, actually?
It's on the top. It's the snake guy hitting the small bakemono. So yeah, it's the success level of 3. Yeah, and it's a 6. So he just died. It was pretty fast. So so I think we should check that. Where are we right now? Because I kind of like lost the line here. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So Benedek is activating the beater Bushi. I mean the beater Bakemono. And he's going through there so he can get close to the idol. Let's see. Yeah, I think we are really close to the end of the turn right now. We're going to have a melee exchange over there. Yes, and that's for you to talk about this.
Okay, we roll off. The Bushi hits the Bakemono. This is a pretty good roll, but it doesn't really do much damage because Benny rolled good too. It's a success level of 2. And let's see, on a success level of 2, it's a 9. I can't really see how much damage was it. I think it did like 3 damage because the Bakemono still lives with like 1. And I don't know, isn't this the end of the turn though? Like, oh yeah, and also it's the end of the turn because that Bakemono also got a poison counter, so that 1 HP just gone away and the Bakemono just melted.
Okay, so the initiative roll for turn 3, that's won by Benedek. He's very happy about it. So he activates the beater Bakemono and gets contact with the idol. And that's for him, and I think you're going to start to activate Ekimoto Ruro, so that's your place.
Yeah, he is impetuous, so I have to activate him first, of course. And he does a melee. Sadly, he doesn't have enough ki to do the fear feat, so it's just a normal... It's a normal melee, basically. Okay, then we get to the roll-off, and I decide to allocate dices. And I do 2 defense, and Benny does 2 attack dices, and he actually succeeds at hitting me. Like, I was really surprised here. It's a success level of 3. And let's see how much damage that Bakemono can actually do. So success level 3, and it's a 5, but I believe it has a -1 for, so it's actually 2 damage. Yeah, I can see that it was 2 damage.
Okay, so the catfight is still continuing because Benny activates the Bakemono and it hits back, so it's another melee exchange between them. I think it's both defense dices. Yeah, they were. So nothing happened, they just get tired, actually.
So yeah, both the Bakemono and the Akimoto can't really activate from now on because both of them are exhausted. I activate Sakura and I try to channel. I'm kind of thinking about how to channel. I spend 2 and I channel, I think, 2 to Itsunagi. Yeah, I can see it on the dice. Okay, then I think a bit about my action, and just to show it, I decide to do a key test. Like, I do the Psychic Venom, which means I'm gonna move a little, because you can move before doing key feats. And I spend 2 key on this feat, which would do like 2 poisons. And here will be the roll-off for the key test. It's the highest dice rolled. It's not like the melee exchange, and Benny rolls a 6, so it was like all for nothing for me.
Yeah, and he activates, after this, activates the beater and turns the idol to himself. And that was his action. And where are we? Yeah, the Bushi. You activate the Bushi right there, and he's, I think, going to start a melee exchange with the beater. Yeah, that's the right decision, I think, over there, because you need to get rid of that little Bakemono just to get your idol back.
Actually, we forgot to mention, but it was 0-0 at this point because each of the players had one idol. Okay, he was the roll off. I roll a lot of dice because I brought one die to the Bushi, and it's a pretty good roll. The one doesn't count for Benny, so it's a success level of like 8, I think. No, it's actually 7, and I hit with 7, and it's actually 7 wounds, so it's a jackpot, and that guy just dies.
Yeah, poor Bakemono. They always die out really, really fast. So, there's another Bakemono activates, and Volks actually start a melee exchange with the male Temple Bushi, I think. Yeah, that's the male Temple Bushi. So, let's see what happens in the melee exchange right now. Lots of thinking, lots of thinking. Oh no, yeah, actually, he summons another Bakemono right there. It comes into play exhausted. So that was the reason why there was so much time over there thinking about it. And let's see what happens next.
Yeah, I believe this will be the actual roll-off for the melee. And it's a 6 in defense for the Temple Bushi, and I think that's defense for the other guy too, so basically nothing happens. And both get tired by 1 degree. Then the other Temple Bushi, the female one, activates, and I believe, yeah, she turns the idol. So it's now in neutral. Oh damn, I can't even pronounce that. Then the other Bakemono activates, like Bushi, and there is another melee. And 1 for defense, 4 for attack, and 5 for something. I guess they didn't really hit each other. Like, this was a bit confusing for me.
Oh yeah, okay, then you activate Sakura again. The roles are changed right now. I'm the one who narrating your figures right now. So let's see, Sakura is walking somewhere in the middle. I don't know why. I don't know why you just did that. Okay, then Benedek activates Zuba, and Zuba is, let's see, I think he turns the idol. Yeah, that was the final decision, turning the idol. Zuba is not going to walk. Okay, and I think you are activating Itsunagi.
Yeah, and he walks. I was pretty scared about Zuba, but I also wanted to go to the other idol, so that's why I walked there, and yeah, here's a cut. Okay, so I activated Itsunagi and walked there, and yeah, I wanted to go to the other idol, but this was just a terrible plan.
And yeah, because Zuba gets activated and he has no mercy, so he's just melee exchanging with Itsunagi. And let's see what happens. I give you the mic because you know better this part than me, but I think, let's see, there is a 6 and 7 for, I don't know. Yes.
Okay, one was reload. I think it's a 6, 7, 8 in attack for Itsunagi and a 6 in defense, while he defended with an 8 or 9 and hit with like 4. I think I succeeded on like a success level of 2. Like it was a really little success and didn't really do damage. Okay, initiative roll. It's a 6 and it's a 1. Benny rerolled because it was stuck in a terrain piece, so we didn't count that roll. So he starts again, and Zuba starts by hitting Itsunagi. And yeah, it's a melee again. And let's see, they're all out attack with Zuba and all defense with Itsunagi. I reroll 1 with the martial prowess, and I have a really high defense. So it's a 5, 6, 7. It's an 8 attack with brutal, and it's a 9 defense with for me. So basically, I actually, yeah, it sounded bad, but yeah, I defended. I should have done some sidestep defending, by the way, but too late for that. And after that, it's Akimoto's turn to activate because he's impetuous. Oh yeah. They hit each other and nothing ever happens. Like, this is how all of my matches with Akimoto go. They hit things and it doesn't do anything.
So we are missing a clip right here because Akimoto and the Bakemono were hitting each other. Nothing happened. So Sakura activates right there, and he's channeling one key to the Temple Bushi and one key to Itsunagi Ito, and after that she going to melee exchange with a Bakemono, I think. Maybe an archer right there, or a Bushi, I'm not sure.
Okay, here we can see that you can channel to multiple targets, by the way, so it's really good to know that. And she goes there to outnumber the Bakemono with the other Temple Bushi. I think I just throw defense dice to make it tired, so it's a little bit tricky to do this. No, it's actually 2 attack dice with double ones, while Benedek throws a 6 in defense, so that's the clap. Like, it was the worst melee exchange of the game by far.
Okay, so after that, Benedek is activating another Bakemono. He goes into combat with the Temple Bushi, so that's a multiple combat right there. And the reason is because with this one nobody outnumbers each other. So we have a 3 and a 5 with the attack. The green is the attack dice, right? Right. Yes. No, it's a defense die. Okay. 0 attack.
I'm not really sure. I think it was like 0 attack, and the other guy hit the Bakemono for like 2 wounds maybe. I'm not really sure, but I think it hit him, but it didn't do damage, because as far as I can see, nothing else happened. So what's the next activation? Oh, the Temple Bushi, like the girl one, activates and moves the idol.
Okay, after that Zuba activates and gets into close combat with Itsunagi Ito again, and they're hitting each other again. And I think, yeah, for defense, Itsunagi a double 6 and a 1, and that's I always got messed up with the dice, so please help me out.
Okay, I think it's Itsunagi is hitting with a 4 against 0, and I roll a double 1, so that doesn't really do any damage to anything. And after that, I sidestep defense because I hit first, and he hit back. I think I actually got lightning reflex for this because he was attacking me, but I got to hit first and then move away. So it's a really tricky part with Itsunagi, but you can move him like anywhere if you have key. Also, I'm not really sure what's the next movement, but I think, yeah, the Temple Bushi, the girl one, activates and gets into melee with the Bakemono. It's exhausting and other stuff, so it throws only 1 die, and I throw a pretty good stuff here because it's like 6, 8. Yeah, it's a lot. I don't even know how much damage it did, but it has to be more than 4 because Bakemono have 4 HP.
Okay, after that, Bakemono Bushi activates and hitting Sakura. Okay, melee exchange starts with a 1 and a 5. And actually, nothing happened.
Okay, Temple Bushi activates and hits back, I think. Okay, I'm a little bit hasty here. but this is what will happen because I have foresight. I know the future. Okay, so the Temple Bushi activates and hits. So a melee exchange starts. The Pokemon is actually exhausted and outnumbered, so I get a bunch of dice and I throw a bunch of ones. But still, it's a success level of 3, I guess. And 4 on 3 is 2 damage, and it's also 1 poison for the little Bakemono. And as I see, actually, it's the end of the 4th turn. We should count the poisons first. Zuba gets a poison, but he's tough, so he doesn't get any damage. The Bakemono gets 1 damage, and it's still 0-0 because the idols are matched equally. So one is friendly with me and one is friendly with Benedek. So yeah, 0-0.
So here are the rolls again, and Betty wins it again. What a surprise right there. So let's see. Zuba activates, goes in base to base with Itsunagi Ito for some melee exchange. And here we go again. Lots of dice. Can you explain it, Ruro?
Yeah, I think I tried to buy the die here at least, and we kinda debated on how much die we are gonna roll and stuff like that, so that's why it takes so long. And after that I roll very poorly. All of my dices are defense, while all of his dices are attack. I have like a 4, 5, a 6 in defense, while he has a 6, 7, 8 plus 1 brutal, so he has a 9 against my 6. Yeah. After that, on a success level of 3, he rolls 3 dice, because it's Zuba, and takes the two highest, and adds 3, it's 12 on the 3, and Itsunagi dies horribly, like, even 2 Itsunagi would have died from that. Yeah. And yeah, I almost forgot about Akimoto, our hero. He is impetuous, tries to hit the guy, red die attacks, black defense, and I don't even think I hit him. It's like 5 against 2. Yeah, it's a success level of 3. Oh yeah, I hit him. I think I don't even do much damage, like, yeah, it's 2 on a 2, so nothing happens. Yeah, thank you, Akimoto, I love you.
After that, okay, Zuba just turns the idol and he's very happy. He just kicked ass and killing a samurai. Okay, now Sakura activates and hitting the poor little Bakemono.
Yeah, let's see. I think I just wanted to make it tired here, so let's see. It's a defense die of a 4, while I hit with a 6. Yeah, Sakura actually hit something. That's pretty rare, let me say. Okay, success level of 2, and some rolls that I didn't even get to see, but I don't think I rolled any damage because we just get tired.
Okay, so Benedek activates the Spearman, and oh, wow, Akimoto here again! And let's see the rolls. And actually, I think Akimoto, what happened there? A 2 on a 2. So it is going to be like, a double 6 on a I don't know what. Maybe on a 2. So Akimoto got 1 wound over there. Wow, I love you, Akimoto, as you said.
Well, he was lucky there. He had like 1 health left at this point, so... And both of them get tired, so they are fighting from like the 2nd turn. So epic. Okay, let's see what's next actually. I activate Sakura and try to hit the little Bakemono. It's Bushi, yeah, it's a Bakemono Bushi again. I don't really know how I actually spent my dice, but I will see in a moment. Okay, here is the roll. It's a 6 in defense and a 3 in defense, so both defended. And nothing happens, so... both of them just get tired. I think I meant to do that.
Okay, after that, Temple Bushi hits the the bakemono again right there. Yeah, the dice rolls. Let's see. It's a 4. Oh, and the lot on attacking. It's 6, 7, 8 versus 4, so that's a 4. And let me see. 9 on the 4, so poor bakemono dies. So a temple bushi actually can hit something, if that something is a bakemono. Okay, another one is activating. I think she buys for 2 key 1 movement. Is the other one? Oh yeah. She just ran over there. Yeah, exactly. Okay, I read the script, the wrong place of the script. So what's happening there?
I actually activated again because the other player didn't have any moves left. So I bring my Temple Bushi into base to base with the idol. I'm trying to set up for the last turn. After that I activate the other Temple Bushi and I just want to walk there. But I spend 2 key to have 1 more movement because, well, my eyesight is bad and I just spent 1 key on a movement or 2 key on a movement basically for nothing. But at least both of them are in base to base with the idol. So that's good, I guess.
And that's it for turn 5. Okay, so initiative roll. Benny wins again. Benny chooses to start the game again. What a surprise. And the Spearman Bakemono hits the snake guy over there. Yeah. Now let's see. Oh yeah, the one die just hit the other one, so he got a 6 because of this. It was a really nice movement, I remember that. And I think it's a success level 1 for the Bakemono. And on a 1, an 11, so that's 2 wounds for him. Poor Akimoto right there.
Yeah, after this Akimoto just decides to hit back because he's impetuous and what else can he do? Okay, here is the roll. Akimoto attacks and basically nothing happens.
Okay, now Zuba decided to go against the girl Temple Bushi, I think. So he's on rampage right now. Let me see what Zuba does. Oh. That's a 6 and 2 5s against 2 3s. So that's a 9 versus 4. That's a 5. If I'm right, yes, that's it. Now let me see the roll. And Benedek searching for dice. It's only 2. Where's the third one? The third one. Oh, it's right there. Oh, cool. So basically we got a 5 on 5. So Temple Bushi just dies out pretty hard.
Yeah, after this I just wanted to win the scenario because we were still 0-0. So I activate the Temple Bushi, the other one, and I influence the idol.
Yeah, but Zuba doesn't like that, so he's like stepping on the other Temple Bushi, the guy one. I think he just doesn't like the smell of the snake or something like that. Now, let me see the rolls. Okay, so here goes the fear test. And it's failed. So, the Temple Bushi is afraid of Zuba. I'm not sure why.
Well, of course he's afraid. Let's see the rolls. And Zuba rolls pretty heavily here. It's a 5, 6, 7 plus 1. It's a 9 against a 4, so it's a success level 5 with 3 dice. And here are the 3 dices. And it's 12 on the 5, so that outright eradicates that dear Bushi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and here we are just removing 1 token that got stuck there. And know that Benedek doesn't have any moves left. I activate my Sakura and walk with her. That's her first activation. And after getting in base to base with the idol, she influences it. And that's basically the winning move because this gets me 1 point at the end of the turn. Because 2 are facing me and 1 are facing Benny. And we decide to remove the side one, and this is the end of the actual game. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching again. See you later.